everyone. Welcome back to Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Now, I've taken some more time to look through and find some of my favorite section titles and different little bits and pieces from the guide, so I wanted to cover some of the ones that I've skimmed over on the in the first video, because it's kind of interesting. It does sort of date itself a little bit in terms of the type of references they make. For example, the Morph Ball Systems section, where they kind of go over a lot of the different things that the Morph Ball is capable of. What will happen is they've got some stuff here. They've got like very 80s and 90s types of references going on in here. Because they say here, quote, "The Morph Ball isn't just for reliving your old Marble Madness days." Marble Madness is 1984. So, it definitely is very much, you could tell it's written by somebody who grew up playing like old school NES games and different games in the arcade and such. And they actually have like a small bomb jumping guide in here too. They kind of like try to teach people how to do the bomb jump, where you let's see here. You lay down a bomb. Oh, right, I don't have Morph Ball bombs yet, so I can't demonstrate it. But they give you like a certain method for it, but I've got my own thing here. I know how to bomb jump in the Prime games at least well enough for what the developers intended. I thought that was kind of interesting that they actually included like a bomb jumping guide in here. But then some of these other section names for different rooms that we've already been through. In the room where we get our first map station, that section is actually called Mappy Land in the guide, which is another NES game from the 80s. I think that one was 1983, if I'm not mistaken. 82 or 83. And then there's some more whimsical ones. Like when we get the, toward the earlier part of the game, when we start facing the Dark Troopers for the first time, there's a section called Trooper Scooper. For anyone who's familiar with the Pooper Scooper, which is like it's like a cleanup tool for dealing with your dog's goings. So you got some references, and you got some, just some whimsical little bits here and there. And then this section here on the main energy controller, where we met with Umos for the first time. And I'm just gonna ignore this boy, because we don't need to worry about him. But the section for the main energy controller here ends with, "Since Samus is never one to refuse aid to another, even if the pay is lousy, she obliges him." So there's some funny little bits going on. I'm gonna put myself back to where we are right now, so I can keep going on some stuff. I did also read ahead and picked out some particular standouts that I can go over as we get to them. Let me Just make sure I'm in the right spot here. Okay. Let's move along here. We've got these sand bats make it a little bit difficult to pass through. Got something a little unusual in the distance here. We won't be doing anything with that until much later. Grab some Chozo lore later once we have the Amber translator. Right now all we have is the... they call it Lavender translator? Ooh, this part of the wall looks like it's been well carved out by something. And we'll just keep making our way through here. We've got places we need to go. And there's something we can only break this once we have morph ball bombs, so nothing doing there. The ambiance. For anyone who's played Metroid Prime before, this might sound familiar. This music. Man, I love this. I love this theme so much. The guide puts it best. It wouldn't be a Metroid game without space pirates to muck up your plans. The space pirates have arrived. I'm just gonna fire shots off. They're pretty durable. 3 charge shots. Thankfully, their shots aren't too difficult to dodge, especially at a distance. Can I get that energy? There we go. I don't remember if we can do anything in here without the morph ball bomb. Let's take a quick look. Oh, we can. Well, maybe. Target has a number of wounds caused by small explosions, most likely delivered by a portable rocket or grenade system. Yikes. Probably space pirates if I had to guess. But we get ourselves a nice tidy little missile expansion here. They actually don't show that in the guide just yet, because we will be coming back here very shortly. Or rather, we'll be passing through here again. Because that links back to the save station that we were just at the start. So we got these guys. Brizgies. Gotta hit him with a missile to make them susceptible to other means of damage. Or you can always go around them because they're usually in pretty tight patrol patterns. Sometimes you can get a 2-for-1. Take down a pillar and expose the weak point. And make sure I'm topped off on missiles if I can. Not a big deal if I'm missing one. Shriek bats. Let's deal with these guys. Or they can swoop down and try to attack me. Thankfully they don't get aggressive even if I shoot them. It's only proximity based. And hey, they even dropped a missile for me. Well, thank you. These trees are kind of funky though. Fun thing also, if you walk into them, I'll only do this for a second or two because it does get very bright, so bright color warning for the next 3 seconds starting now. Whoa! This is kind of fun though that you can walk through that and it actually has an effect on your vision besides just, you know, clipping through. I think that's pretty cool. Well, we've got an arena here. Gee, I wonder what's gonna happen when I walk through. Uh-oh. Who was that? It's an alpha worm. Uh-oh. No, good thing we practiced with that other worm earlier, right? Well, there were a couple of them, actually. Yeah, all you gotta do is just target the exposed eyes. Just like the other worm, but bigger. Uh-oh, but what's this? There's a twist. That's another one of those blink and you'll miss it scans. Because now, it is a bomb guardian. Let me see what the guide has to say about the bomb guardian. No special Joker flavor text on this one. They usually keep their boss sections pretty strictly informational. So you hit the pink part of its tail enough, and it does that little, like, it has that little purple light by its mouth, and that's how you know it's time to fire away. So you're hitting a weak point to expose another weak point. Basically. You want to try and keep your distance from the bombs that it shoots out. If you can. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Especially when it does this, like, cluster bomb shot. Make good use of the strafing jumps when you're locked on. Can help you get into a better position, hit its weak spots. Or dodge bombs. Now this fight is basically all about positioning. So as long as you take your time and just keep an eye on where it's throwing its bombs, you shouldn't have to worry too much about taking a whole lot of damage. Pretty nice early game boss. Definitely gets a lot more time to shine on these, on the harder difficulty I'm playing on. You definitely get to see it do a lot more of its attacks and whatnot. But with the Bomb Guardian defeated, we can now reclaim one of our old reliable powers. The Morph Ball Bomb. Back in our possession once again. With that, we also now have access to the Spring Ball. This is something that got introduced in the trilogy version of the game. So instead of having to use a Morph Ball Bomb to get up to like basically jump while you're in Morph Ball form, they added a nice little quality of life feature that lets you jump at the press of a button. Which does make makes bomb jumping also a little bit faster, because normally you have to do like you have to like time it a certain way. Like that. Using the spring ball makes it a little bit easier. That's pretty nice. Now we'll head back toward the other side of the room. Luminoth Temple Security Station. You have been cleared to access the station. Use the bomb slot to activate it and gain access to the Agon Energy Controller area. Another thing that we need our Morph Ball bombs for. Already we're getting demonstrations of a couple of different uses of the Morph Ball bomb in practical applications. One being that we can break environmental obstacles that are made of sandstone. And we can also activate those bomb slots. Let's take a look at this here. This is a regional energy controller. Unit regulates planetary energy in this sector and is linked to a global energy network. So this is the energy collector that Yumos told us to go check out. And our energy transfer module, once we take the energy from the Dark World equivalent of this area, we bring it back here and just power this up. That's pretty handy. And back here, we have a Luminoth holo projector with an automated message. So let's give it a listen. Welcome. I am Isha, Sentinel of the Agon Temple. This message survives my death as guidance to one who would fight the Ing. A portal to Dark Aether lies nearby. With it, you can travel to this land's shadow. You must locate a dark temple, a twisted mockery of this sacred place. Inside, you will find the energy controller you seek. temple door is held fast by 3 locks. The keys for the locks are hidden throughout that dark land. Your search will be difficult. Even the very air of dark aether is dangerous and can cripple the strongest of warriors. In our past struggles with the Ing, we placed a series of light crystals throughout their world. They remain today. These crystals create safe areas that will protect you from the harmful atmosphere of the dark world. I have updated your translator module. You can access devices and doors coded with amber holograms. More lands are open to explore. When you have taken the energy from the Dark Temple, return here at once. May the light of Aether serve you well. Get a little top off on our health. It's awfully kind of them. And if you ever need a refresher on what you need to do, you can always scan it again. I think that replays the message. But we know what we need to do. Go out, go to the Dark World, go get the energy, and bring it back here. We are officially on to the next section of the guide. If you have any hopes of solving the mystery of Aether, you'll need to make a trip to the dark side. Once there, you'll meet some of the meaner locals, including a boss that you'll need to put the boots to. As a little bit of a hint as to what ability we'll be acquiring. So we will be on our way to the Dark World now. Let's see, this room has a white and a black door. We cannot open either of those right now. Not gonna worry about these guys. They don't exactly have the greatest accuracy anyway. I'll do a quick mop-up of these guys. Thankfully, they don't prove to be too much of a problem. And would you look at that, we have ourselves a nice little holographic door right here. Through vigilance and strength, create peace. Open up that door, and we get another missile expansion. Very handy. With that, good. Oof, I can see through the sand. Trying to jump up here. Now we can head through this way, back to the save station that we started at. Oh. Never mind. I forgot that this links to here. It's been a while since I last played. I guess there's a little bit more of a... Oh, yeah, okay. I remember now. I think there's a couple other things too that I should probably grab for the guide's sake. Unless we're locked in, which we are. Gotta deal with the pirates first, I suppose. Let me just look at where they want me to go. Oh yeah, we can go back to mining station access and grab something from there real quick as well. We'll do that once we deal with these space pirates. There's a map station back in the mining plaza as well. That T that stands for a translator gate. That, I believe, is a map station. First, let's deal with the immediate threat. Got some space pirates here, we gotta deal with them. Haven't actually scanned one yet, so let's grab that. Starfaring Brigand. Aggressive, well-armed bioform trained for combat and conquest. Sworn enemy of Samus Aran. Now we're getting some more of them in here. But what's this? Another twist. This dark energy really does just corrupt anything and everything. So now we have the even hardier, more dangerous Dark Pirate Troopers. These are Darkling-possessed space pirates. Enhanced strength and stamina gained from addition of symbiote. Dislikes bright light. Well, I don't think my charge beam is exactly gonna qualify for that. I am almost dead. Being that close to him is a real problem. Gotta keep my distance. As much distance as they'll let me have, at least. Boy, these fellas are really tearing me up. There we go. And that's what the hard difficulty can do. Get to see the game over screen at least. Yes, please. I guess we'll get back to where we were. So, be right back, everybody. I'm gonna go beat the Bomb Guardian again. Okay, I think here's a pretty good spot, because I'm now past the Bomb Guardian again. This time, I'm going to go over here and grab some of our items we can grab now, because we have an energy tank back here. That will definitely increase my odds of survival against those dark space pirates. Since we're in the neighborhood, might as well also grab the map station over here. Ow. Rude. Pop in here. And map station. Good deal. Now we've got a map of the whole area, which should help. At least a little bit. And, since we're over here, make sure I don't have to go through and do that all again. Just pop down a quick little save here. Just give us a little bit of extra insurance in case we come across any other issues with those dark space pirates and anything beyond them. Use the morph ball to get around. It's a little bit faster. And it's a lot easier to navigate with the spring ball, because normally I'd have to wait for every single morph ball bomb jump. And that kind of makes areas like this not as quick to traverse. Now we'll just head back the way we were going originally. This time we'll have an extra energy tank to work with. Hopefully will prevent the same mistake from happening twice. We'll go through here, we'll grab this missile expansion again, and then we will be... Whoa, I didn't want to do that. Hang on, hang on. Camera's having a little bit of trouble keeping up with my wanting to U-turn. Okay. Here we are, back again. Space Pirate Central. This time, grab the scan again, just for the sake of it. Instead of being down there when the Dark Space Pirates show up, I'll be up here at the top of the ramp instead. Oh, never mind. They moved me back down the ramp, which is not where I want to be. I do not want to be directly in front of these guys. I am going to use missiles for this. There we go, okay. I think that was 10 missiles to take out one of these guys. Let me grab this missile pickup. There we go, okay. That deals with them. Most of the time when I play the Metroid Prime games, I end up feeling like, wow, I got so many missiles, but I just never have a need to use them. Now I definitely have a reason. And that'll just make it even more crucial that we do a 100% playthrough, grab all the missile expansions and such, because I think I'm going to need them. Also, this bomb slot is a fun one. It's in a state of dimensional flux. 50% of its component atoms are in another dimension. So we cannot open this door unless we activate a bomb slot over in the Dark World. Let's see what we've got going on here. Console used to energize and open a portal to Dark Aether currently offline. Need to restore power to the system, which I assume is where this bomb slot comes into play. Start up the conveyor, start up the puzzle music. Thankfully this isn't really too much of like a puzzle. Mostly just go around, clear some of these blockages with morph ball bombs, deal with the somewhat perturbed war wasps, and then keep making more progress. Because basically what we're doing is we're taking these focus lenses and aligning them so that we get solar power from here over to that receiver at the other end of the room. And that'll power up the portal generator. And we'll get to go visit the Dark World. Won't that just be a fun, grand old time? Get ping-ponged a little bit there, but that's fine. Not like they do a ton of damage. And somehow the clouds have parted at exactly the place we need them to. Not gonna question it, because it is incredibly convenient and useful for us. And now the console is prepared for interaction. So... portal generation system initiated. Y'all ready to see the Dark World? It's gonna be a little bit tricky. And a lot more hostile than the world that we're used to here. We've only seen a glimpse of the Dark World all the way at the beginning of the game when we had that first encounter with Dark Samus. Hopefully our second trip will be under more favorable circumstances than the first. So, Dark Aether's atmosphere is dangerous. Glowing safe zones protect you from Dark Aether's atmosphere. So these little light domes that are around the area, these protect us. Not only do they protect us from the atmosphere of Dark Aether, you may also notice that it heals us 1 hit point every second. So technically we can stand in these safe areas and heal over time, which is nice. If we need to get back to the light world, we can do the same thing that we did on the other side of the portal. Except this time, we're creating a light portal. May as well give it a scan here. Yeah, we're not forced to walk through a portal every time we open one. The first couple times was mainly just because they were part of cutscenes. Yeah, so we can power this on as many times as we want. Just gotta give that a quick old scan. And now let's see how much Dark Aether's atmosphere hurts us. It was about, what, like 5 to 7 HP per second? It's a little bit of a quick burn. So you definitely don't want to be outside of these safe zones for too long. Especially when you got enemies around. Let's start learning about what's powering our little safe zones here. We have these Luminoth light crystals. They can be nullified by dark energy and supercharged by light energy. So these light crystals are permanent fixtures of safe zones unless they get hit by dark energy. These little beacons off in the distance here, as opposed to the crystals, these light beacons need to be shot to activate, and they only stay activated for a limited time. They also can be nullified by dark energy, but if we shoot them with the power beam, we just get a nice little safe zone. But if you don't shoot it for a while, it will eventually start to fade out like that. Get 3 flashes, and then it shrinks back down to nothing again. If you energize it with light energy, I believe it stays active for longer. But we won't be doing anything with that for quite a while. Also, we no longer can get back up to where we were before. Unless we bomb jump. I've never actually tried bomb jumping back up here. It's interesting that you can do that. Yeah, I don't think most casual players probably wouldn't try to jump back up, but it is interesting that that's there. And that little bit of a blockade is important for later. It's a teachable moment. I'll say that much. Yeah, you can reshoot these light beacons, and that'll basically reset their timer. So you don't have to wait for it to shut down to be able to start it up again. Let's activate this bomb slot, which also activates it in the light world. Trans-dimensional activity detected. So now this gate will also be open on regular Aether and not just on Dark Aether here. Now you do need to shoot these beacons. They do not get activated by morph ball bombs. We've got our inglets here. They just like to crawl around in little puddles and try to shoot dark energy at us. You can't lock onto them while they're in their little puddle form, but you can shoot them. So if you're good at pre-aiming, you can actually hit them while they're in their puddle form. Can be a little tricky. Trying to get some more missiles to replenish the ones that we used for the space pirates. There is also this oddly half-pipe shaped area. This is something we will also be coming back to much later. But for now, just remember that this structure is here. Nothing we can do with it right now, but it is here. See, I tend to prefer to use the morph ball to get between safe zones when possible. Now be careful when dodging these inglet shots. If they shoot and you dodge and it hits the light crystal, I think that nullifies it temporarily. I think they can nullify it with their shots. Now, nullification isn't permanent. You can actually kind of clear the nullification. Doesn't seem like he's nullifying the beacon. I won't worry about demonstrating it right now. We'll have more than enough chances to show that off. Yeah, I think if you shoot a nullified crystal with their power beam, or charge it with light energy, I think that does clear out the nullification. Well, this save station should look kind of familiar. It's the Dark World version of the one that we started at. Definitely taking my saves whenever I get them. Because hyper mode difficulty is no joke. I don't know if the difficulty affects the rate of health loss from the atmospheric burn, but I wouldn't doubt that it's a possibility. Also, finally facing off with one of the Ing themselves. The Warrior Ing. They shoot these, like, energy spears as one of their attacks. You can also shoot these guys while they're gooping around. Oh, he's just checking me out. Watch out for their long, long claws. You can take cover behind these light crystals too. These will block those like energy spear attacks that they do. If you don't want to be dodging from side to side. Now that's a funky looking door. Can't do anything with it yet though. So we'll have to come back for it later. These guys don't show up too much in this game. But there are these light bringers. They are immune to most forms of attack. But they are a living safe zone generator. So that's nice. Generally want to try and keep them alive. They provide a little moving protection to get you from point A to point B. Like I said, they don't appear too much in this game, but, you know, for the points that they are here, they are welcome companions. This rift portal is inactive. The portal field can be energized with light energy. So this carved out section of the tunnel here, we saw the light aether version of this. But there wasn't a rift portal in the light world. So this is a one-way portal. You can activate it with light energy to go back to the light world. But there will not be a matching dark portal to bring us back to the dark world, should we choose to do so. So that is something to keep in mind when navigating between the two worlds. Some portals are only one way. Worth keeping in mind. I'm just going to take a quick peek over at the guide here, make sure I'm not missing any items or something. I don't think we are. Yeah, I think we're just here, we're just going straight for the item we need from here. Now this area also looks kind of familiar. This is where we shot up to get an energy tank not too long ago. But there's a missile expansion down there. There's seemingly no way to possibly reach it. And this weird looking track leading up to a bomb slot that we can't reach. Once again, we'll be coming back to that later. Now this is where we first encountered the space pirates in regular Aether. But in Dark Aether, we've got a bit more of a fierce contender. We have here the Jump Guardian. Space Jump Powered Warrior Ing. Powerful metamorph with enhanced jump abilities. Able to generate energy shockwaves and force fields. Well, good to see that the Ing are making good use of our power-ups. But we'll be wanting that back. Make sure to watch out for those energy shockwaves. You can jump over them if they end up close to you. Sometimes he'll go all the way up there. And he'll take shots from his sniper nest. You can peek out from cover and hit him with some missiles while he's shooting stuff. Just watching to see when he's gonna jump, because when he does that jump and has the force field around him, it's completely invincible. Oop, I think I accidentally hit the light crystal with that missile. Not a problem, huh? Yeah, I went through almost all of my missiles already, and he's still not even halfway down. Oops. Might be better if I just manually dodge them, rather than trying to get all fancy with it. Now that he's down below half health, he's moving faster. There's one more blade pot I can try to open for some ammo. Ooh, yeah. 10 more missiles. I'll take it. Whatever gets me some more firepower. Just a single combat dodge is enough to dodge those energy spears that he shoots. As long as they're well timed. I mean, I've already used all my missiles. There's no way for me to get more of them. So it's just a matter of charging up some charge shots and playing it patient. Honestly, the main difficulty from this boss is just keeping up with how fast it moves. Because boy does he move quick. Especially once he's below half health. But with the Jump Guardian down, we can now take the jump that they were guarding. And got most of our missiles back too, that's pretty handy. So now we have one of our most important traversal tools back in our arsenal. The Space Jump Boots. We can now defy gravity and perform an extra jump in the air. So now we got ourselves a double jump. That's handy. It'll make getting around a little bit easier. And it'll definitely let us access a lot more different areas. Now this guy's a funky one. You remember these light flyers? They didn't do much in light aether, but if you take them down in dark aether, they provide a temporary safe zone. In the area that they impact. Doesn't come with a warning though. But I don't want to go that way just yet. Because I want to make a quick stop up at that missile door and see if there's anything up there. Use this to minimize my exposure. Now that we have our double jump, we can actually jump up to places like here. We can actually make the jump across this gap too. We don't have to walk all the way around. Which is handy. I remember the blue tree. I believe this does something similar. So possible bright light warning for 3 seconds starting now. Ooh. Actually not bright light. Really funky, like dark reddish purple. That's a pretty nice filter. I like that effect. Yeah, I want to go over here because this is where we need the 3 keys. Because this is the temple. There's something scannable out there. Can't do anything with that right now. So let's head over this way real quick. Got some doors. At least one door we can check out here. And would you look at that? It's one of the keys. They just keep it right here. One room away. One room away from the door that it unlocks. Unfortunately, something tells me that the other 2 keys are not going to be nearly as simple. So we'll be coming back to that. We'll be coming back here a little bit later. Unless there's something I can pick up over this way. Nope, this door is just completely sealed off. That dark aether environment really stings. Definitely want to minimize your time out in the open. Which is why I'm using the morph ball so much. As a means of getting from point A to point B. It makes me nice and quick. Nothing else we need to do here right now. We start with a charge ready to go here. This light flyer. I don't know if much it'll matter. Take some of these blade pods out for some health while I'm here. Alright, so now we're in a place that should look familiar. This is where we actually entered Dark Aether. And just make sure I'm kind of topped off on health a little bit more. Once we get back to the light world, we're not going to have access to just passive health regeneration. I have to do it through health pickups and save stations like usual. But with that all said and done, back to the light world. Go through that gate that we opened from the dark world. Which they are kind enough to show us in its own little dedicated cutscene. Fortunately, we are not alone here. There's still space pirates hanging around. At least these are the regular guys. Regular ones are not so bad. They can still hurt, don't get me wrong. But at least it's not as bad as the dark space pirates. Those guys pack a wallop. I actually prefer missiles because, if I'm not mistaken, and I should double check the next section here. Yeah, okay, we should be good to go this way. I will introduce the next section of the guide in the next episode. Now that we have the space jump boots, we've acquired a good chunk of our original upgrades that we started with. But the next time we return to the world of Metroid Prime 2, we'll be picking up something a little bit newer. Something that we didn't start with when we came here. So, look forward to that coming up in the next episode. But for now, we are stronger than ever. We got ourselves morph ball bombs and space jump boots. And we can also unlock anything that has an amber translator associated with it. So we're making pretty good progress. And next time, we'll be picking up a new toy to play with. So until next time, take care everyone.